Apply the distributive property to simplify. Then, evaluate for the given variable value. So I have two steps that I need to follow here. I need to distribute and get rid of those parentheses, and then figure out what it's equal to when I plug in that variable. Let's start with 8. Remember that when I'm distributing, I multiply by what's on the outside by everything inside. So 2 times x is 2 sets of x, plus 2 times 1 is 2. If I model this out with a tape diagram, which I won't do for every example, just for this one, what I'm taking is 2 sets of x plus 1. So there's x plus 1 ones, and I'm looking at 2 of them. So if you're not sure why it's 2x plus 2, I think that that's a great visual example. That's what I'm literally doing when I say, hey, distribute that 2 on the outside of the parentheses. There we go. Okay, when I substitute in that x equals 5, what I do is I take 2, and then instead of times x, times 5 plus 2. To finish evaluating, I just figure out what those are equal to. So 2 times 5 is 10 plus 2. I get a total of 12. If you'd like, you can pause the video now and then skip ahead later to check your answers. If you're not sure exactly what to do, please keep watching for 9, 10, and 11. So number 9, I have to distribute the 10 to start. So 10 times 2c gives me 20c, plus 10 times 5 is 50. This time I know that c is equal to 1. So what I'll do is I'll plug in that value, c equals 1. So 20, instead of times c, times 1, plus 50. Or in other words, just 20 plus 50, which is 70. Let's take a look at number 10. I'll start by distributing that 3 to everything in parentheses. 3 times 4f gives me 12f, minus 3 times 1 gives me 3. There's my simplified version of that expression. If f is 2, what I'm taking is 12 times that value 2 minus 3, which turns into 24 minus 3, or 21. I'll do number 11 over here, and I'd suggest that you do the same. I didn't really leave enough room for you. I'm sorry about that. Number 11, let's start by distributing that 9. So 9 times negative 3r gives me negative 27r. And then I've got 9 times minus 11, so I get minus 99. I'm figuring out what that is equal to when r is equal to 10. So what I'm doing is I'm substituting 10 in for r. So I'm taking negative 27 instead of times r times 10 minus 99. So let's play with numbers a little bit when I subtract here. Negative 27 times 10, that's negative 270 minus 99. The easiest way to think about this, and if you can do this without writing it down, absolutely that's fine for this step, but I'm going to write it down to show you, is you take negative 270, but instead of minus 99, let's take away a 100 and then add 1 back. So negative 99 is the same as negative 100 plus 1. It's easier to think of this way though. So if I'm at negative 270 and I take away 100, I'll be at negative 370, but then I want to add 1 more. And that's where I'm getting that number, negative 369.